In the human reproduction chapter, first concept, what we need to understand is the various parts of the human reproductive system. If you're talking about the human reproductive system, basically having the two testes. Instead of saying like this, we can say testicles as well. Either you say testis or either you say testicles, both are correct. So if you're talking about accessory duct is also called as secondary duct. So please don't have any confusion between the secondary duct and the secondary gland. So secondary duct is a other term for the accessory duct. Accessory gland is also called as secondary gland. External genitalia, the word we are saying for penis, right? The two testes are present outside the human being body. For what for? We are going to discuss in detail when we are explaining each and every structure properly. First, let me start discussing testes. Testis is a primary sex organ or reproductive organ. Also, we can call as gonad. What do you mean about gonad? Gonad is also called as primary sex organ or primary reproductive organ or gonad that makes sperm cells, also called as male sex cell. Male sex cell or sperm or gamete is a cell formed by the gonad testis. So the primary male sex organ testis or gonad or sex organ which makes testosterone with a special type of cell called Leydig cells. This Leydig cell is going to make the testosterone is a type of androgen. Androgen is a sex hormone, okay, formed by the Leydig cells. Scrotum is a structure which is found between the two upper thighs containing the testes. This scrotum, we can say the muscular sac-like structure. What we are showing in the case of picture, if you're observing properly, we can understand exactly the which particular structure, scrotum. Can you see the scrotum where I am pinpointing with the green and the red, okay, with my pointer? So this particular point is scrotum. In this particular bag, testis is present outside the human being body to maintain 3 degrees Celsius less than the body temperature. Body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. So human being body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius, which is not good for the sperm synthesis process to happen. So that is the reason why the testis is organized outside the body to maintain the sperm synthesis process, which is also called as spermatogenesis process. Sperm synthesis process, also called as spermatogenesis process, which is happening in the testes for making the male gamete in appropriate quantity. This sperm synthesis always requires 34 degrees Celsius, which is a pleasant environment for the testis to make the sperm. You don't want the normal body temperature 37 degrees Celsius. The testis lobe is having small partition. The testis is having small partition that is called testicular lobules. For example, we are living in one flat. We are having one room. Inside the room, we are living. So like this, if you're talking about inside the testis, many small partitions are there which are nothing but testicular lobules, which is further partitioned into many compartments. So these compartments are made up of many number of seminiferous tubule. Again back I'm repeating. So inside the testis, many lobes are there. So that lobe is we are calling as room, and inside the lobe again back lobules are present. So lobules we can say as a room of the lobe flat of the apartment testis. Like this you go for examination, imagination, so that what you'll understand exactly. Testis has lobe, lobe has lobules in many number. These lobules are having the sperm making cells and sperm nourishing cells in it in a tubule called seminiferous tubule that we are going to discuss in detail. So before going to this, okay, if you're talking about in this entire picture, okay, If you're talking about the entire picture, okay, can you see the bladder which is present exactly above the penis? The bladder is present above the penis. Yes or no? If you're talking about the penis is covered by a structure which is we are pinpointing exactly here. That is nothing but what exactly? Any one of you can say the skin. Like this, we should not say foreskin. It's a structure which is exactly very important for the penis outer cover to create so that what the testis tip will be not infected by the microorganism very easily, right? So if you're talking about the epididymis is a place where the sperm is getting stagnated for a while. Epididymis is a place where the sperm is getting stagnated for a while, right? So these are the messages we should know while studying the human reproductive structure. So now we are entering into the next concept. Inside the testis, what is exactly present like this whenever you are looking into this? Okay, examine properly. As I already told you, the scrotum is a structure, is a muscular sac-like structure which holds exactly what? The testis. So here in one scrotum, two testes are not present. Here you need to understand the scrotum is a muscular sac-like structure, which is very important for the sperm to get synthesized, and also it is not getting stored inside the testis. It is getting stored in the epididymis, right? The blue square where I given, that is epididymitis, a place where the sperm is getting stagnated for a while, right? So here, if you're talking about seratory cell, is a cell which is mainly responsible for nourishing the sperm cells. If you're talking about seminiferous tubule, is having n number of spermatogonium or sperm mother cell. Spermatogonium, also called as sperm mother cell, which is also called as primary male germ cell. Primary male germ cell or spermatogonium or sperm mother cell. These many number of name we need to keep in our mind. Sperm mother cell is also called as spermatogonium, which is very important for making the sperm cells, right? So the sperm cells are nourished by seratory cells, like this we told to you. Seratory cells is also called as nurse cell, is also called as nourishing cell. Okay, seratory cells are nurse cells or nourishing cells, which is going to nourish the sperm. Then only it can move to the egg after the reproduction process or copulation process. Once it is done, the sperm need to reach the egg in the fallopian tube. For that, it is so much distance. For traveling that, it need the energy. That energy is given by seratory cells of the testis, right? So I think so you understood this message. Now we are entering into the second concept, which is nothing but the male reproductive system, spermatogenesis process. If you're examining very seriously, okay, calmly listen to me. Inside the seminiferous tubule, the spermatogonium is very important because it is a sperm making mother cell. The sperm making mother cell, spermatogonium, is singular, whereas if you're talking about spermatogonium is singular, gonia is plural. Gonia is plural. So we know very well what is gonia. So any one of you say what is the difference between the gonia and gonium? So if you're talking about the gonia is plural, gonium is singular, as I already told to you, right? In addition to this, what else you should supposed to know? The sperm mother cell or spermatogonium, if it is multiple number, we can say the word called spermatogonium. Spermatogonium, many number, is called spermatogonia, right? So this particular spermatogonia, after making the spermatogonium by mitosis process, enters into the meiosis 1 and meiosis 2 together is one meiosis. So don't think two meiosis is happening. Okay, there are totally what? How many meiosis are there? Totally only one meiosis is happening in this place. So meiosis place is very important where the which one is getting Duplicated means sperm cells are getting duplicated. So one more time I'll repeat. Spermatogonia is plural. Spermatogonium is singular. This spermatogonium is also called as what? Sperm mother cell. This sperm mother cell or spermatogonium of the spermatogonia, which is present inside the seminiferous tubule. Inside the seminiferous tubule, we know very well. The seminiferous tubule is the part of the testis. So inside the testis, what is exactly happening? The sperm cells are formed that we already told to you. After the mitosis process and meiosis process. So mitosis process is exactly a type of cell division. Meiosis process is a type of cell division. Meiosis 2 is a type of cell division, right? So why we make a thick marker for, because to make you to understand this is having the major importance. What type of major importance it is having? Because of the mitosis process exactly. Because of the mitosis process exactly, what is happening here is we are getting the sperm mother cell, sperm mother cell making sperm mother cell making cell? No. Then what is exactly? Primary spermatocyte. So this primary spermatocyte is a structure. This primary spermatocyte is a structure which is very, very important for the formation of secondary spermatocyte. Secondary spermatocyte structure which is very, very important for making the secondary spermatid. So we got a spermatid which is an immature sperm. Secondary spermatocyte making a spermatid. Spermatid is an immature sperm which is not going to fertilize the egg more properly. That is the reason why the spermatid need to become spermatozoa. Spermatid need to become spermatozoa. So what do you mean about spermatozoa? Spermatozoa is nothing but a mature sperm. Spermatozoa is nothing but a mature sperm. So we need to understand basically the mature sperm or spermatozoa. Okay, mature sperm or spermatozoa is formed because of the spermatogenesis process. It's formed because of the spermatogenesis process. This spermatogenesis process is having many important events. One is called spermiogenesis. One is called spermiogenesis. Okay, and this particular segment is happening before the spermiogenesis process. So the formation of the spermatogonium type A and B denotes what exactly process, and the spermatogonium is making the primary spermatocyte. What is this process denotes? So this process denotes multiplication phase. Multiplication phase. This is nothing but the growth phase. The conversion of spermatid to spermatozoa is nothing but what? Maturation phase. So maturation phase is a phase where the spermatozoa or mature sperm is formed. Whereas during the meiosis phase, the immature sperm or spermatid is formed. Whereas the mature sperm is formed in the case of spermiogenesis process. That is the point we need to understand. Accessory duct. What is the function of the accessory duct? So any one of you can say. As I already told you, the accessory duct is also called as secondary duct. Accessory duct is also called as what? Secondary duct. That secondary duct or accessory duct is going to help the sperm movement to happen. The sperm movement is happening only because of the accessory duct. So what do you mean about accessory duct or secondary duct? I already told you, which is having the ready testis segment and then vas efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens. So these are the track where the sperm is not synthesized, the sperm is getting mobilized. The sperm is getting mobilized. The sperm is getting mobilized. The sperm is getting mobilized because of the ready testis, vas efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens from testis to the penis segment. Right? Seminiferous tubule is a structure which is having the spermatogonium, as I already told to you in the first session, where the sperm is getting synthesized. Vas efferentia is going to the epididymis structure. This vas deferens is going into the abdominal area. Okay, vas deferens is going to the abdomen and loops over the bladder. So this loops over the bladder, like this we convey the message. When you're seeing the picture, you come to know how it is getting wrapped or looped or coiled over the urinary bladder. So there are many bladders are there. We should be very, very specific. Always you keep in your mind U is for bladder, right? Urinary bladder. Now, the ejaculated tube is receiving the secretions from the seminal vesicles and secretions from the urethra, right? So the ejaculated duct is not only carrying the sperm cells, it is also carrying the secretion of the seminal vesicle. What is the importance of the secretion of the seminal vesicle? Seminal vesicle is having the calcium secretion and fructose secretion. Why I need calcium? Why? Because being a sperm cell, I need to have a metabolic activity. For metabolic activity, the enzyme should be activated by calcium ion. For that, I need seminal vesicle secretion calcium ion. Beside that, fructose also supports sperm metabolism, right? Sperms are transported through the duct, okay, and it is reaching the urethra. This urethra is a common passage. When a concerned male human is urinating through urethra, urine will pass through. If the concerned male is having copulation, at the time sperm will pass through urethra. Based on this two probability, we are saying that urethra as a urinogenital tract. Urinogenital tract is a tract, the word I am saying for urethra. The reason is the urination also happens, sperm mobility also happens, right? So urinary bladder is a place where the urethra begins. The urethra begins, right? And then it is passing through the penis, right? So this urethral meatus, okay, this urethral meatus is a structure, okay, is also called as the gland penis. The tip of the penis is called gland penis, also called as urethral meatus, right? So if I'm examining, if I'm showing the picture for you so that you will understand exactly. So this segment is a penis segment. So you know this very well. Okay, both the picture, being a doctor, we should know. So many biology students, okay, are having the mind of I need to become a doctor. Yes, of course. Okay, when the concerned male is ejaculating, that means when the concerned male is participating in the copulation, at the time the penis position will be in a upright position. We used to call as ejaculation point. So this concerned male is not having any type of copulation. At the time the penis will be like this, right? So we know very well the testicles are also called as testis. So during the ejection time, the sperm will pass through the penis, right? So I think so you understood this message, and we'll discuss many more questions so that you'll understand much more better than the normal, right? Okay, now if you're talking about the accessory genitalia, what do you mean about accessory genitalia? Accessory genitalia denotes the associate glands. For example, I'm a chief surgeon. When I'm doing the surgery, at the time, the anesthetician is helping me. Okay, nurses are helping me to do the better surgery. In the same way, when the sperm is released with the testis, at the time, along the sperm, other accessory glands should support by giving the associate secretion. So, bulbourethral gland is a gland, is also called as Cowper's gland, and prostate secretion and seminal vesicle secretion are the part of the semen along with the sperm cells. So semen coming from the male reproductive organ is not only having sperm cell, not only having Cowper's gland secretion, not only having prostate secretion, also seminal vesicle secretion. Can you tell me what is the contribution of bulbourethral gland, prostate gland? We know very well the sperm should have the fluidity. The sperm should have the appropriate viscosity. The sperm should have the appropriate fluidity. So viscosity, fluidity, okay, flexibility for the sperm mobility, the appropriate solvent is given by the bulbourethral gland secretion, prostate secretion, and seminal vesicle secretion. So, but seminal vesicle is exclusively for nutrients for the sperm to move into the reproductive tract of the female. Okay, the seminal plasma, the word I am saying for the secretion of the seminal vesicle. As I already told to you, beside fructose and calcium, enzymes are also existing in the semen to help the sperm to break the microorganism when it is traveling across the male genital tract as well as in the female genital tract. Plenty of microorganisms, because of the change in the viscosity and pH, it try to invade the male body as well as the female body. So the sperms should not be disturbed by the gamete of the other particular worms, or it should not be disturbed by the microorganism. For that, the enzymes are helping to keep a clear way for the sperm mobility, right? We need to understand the 70% of the semen is contributed by the seminal vesicle, right? So we know very well in the pH range 1 to 7 is acidic and 7 to 14 is alkaline or basic. This alkaline nature is contributed by the bulbourethral gland secretion. Okay, it is also giving nutrients to the sperm. As I already told you, lubrication to the penis during copulation is very, very important. Then only the concerned male can ejaculate the sperm into the female body appropriately for bringing the effective conception, means effective baby formation. Instead of saying the effective baby formation, technically we are saying the effective zygote formation, or else we will be saying the gestation initiation. So multiple terminology keeping in our mind and talking is very, very important. Practicing is very, very important. So once the fertilization is completed, what we are saying gestation is initiated. So if this process should supposed to happen, I need the bulbourethral gland secretion without any intervention. I need bulbourethral gland secretion without any intervention. So you should be very, very careful in narrating all the messages. Why? In the CBSE board exam, they will ask why I need bulbourethral gland, why I need seminal plasma. Like this, they will ask multiple questions. So you should be highly competent enough to face all this information, right? Now, if you're talking about external genitalia, the male external genitalia, also called as penis, which we already discussed. So we can say the other word for the external genitalia, also called as copulatory organ. Why it is called external genitalia? Why the word external genitalia as given? Why? Because it is outside the body. Though it is outside the body, we are using the word external genitalia for the penis. So testis and penis both are outside the body. Okay. So we need to understand, okay, here erection is very, very important for insemination. What do you mean about insemination? The sperm is entered into the particular female body. That condition is called insemination. So this is natural insemination. Artificial insemination we are giving for the couple who are not having an appropriate reproductive structure. For example, the male of a couple is not having appropriate reproductive structure in terms of erection issues. So we'll be giving the artificial insemination. Means we are collecting the sperm from the male and then we'll be giving the sperm cells to the particular female in a particular ovulation time period, right? Okay, so that the effective conception or zygote formation will happen if the couple is having the reproductive health issue, right? The penis, swollen tip, is called what? Gland penis, that we know very well. That is covered by foreskin. Foreskin is a structure which is present over the gland penis or the penis tip, like this we are saying, right? Okay, I think so. You all understood this message. Now we are entering into the next important segment. So we know very well the previous year's board question papers discussion is very, very important, right? So in which of the following option does the endocrine glands correctly match with the hormone secretions and functions? Hormone secretions and functions. This question they asked in 2023 March, right? So 2023 March, right? So here if you're talking about Sertoli cells, testosterone, placenta, estrogen, Leydig cells, androgen. So Leydig cell androgen is correct. Okay, here if you're talking about testosterone, the word where you should supposed to use. Okay, estrogen and ovarian. Okay, so among all these things, we need to choose which one is correct exactly. Which one is exactly correct? So if you're looking about very, very carefully, the milk secretion is not because of estrogen. Milk secretion is not because of the estrogen. The Leydig cell androgen, as I already told to you, so that is very, very important. Again, back I'm repeating, the Leydig cells are very, very important for making the androgen, which is responsible for making the androgen, Leydig cells, right? So if we're talking about this Leydig cells making the androgen, okay, this androgen is responsible for the sperm production, right? Uh, any one of you having any doubt in this place, please let me know. I'm there to help you. Any one of you having any doubt in this place? As I already told you, Leydig cells produces androgen. There is nothing but a testosterone which stimulates the sperm production in the testes, right? So now the sperm, also called as spermatozoa, like this we already narrated for you, right? Sperm is also called as what? Spermatozoa, right? So what do you mean about spermatozoa, mature sperm? Mature sperm. So the androgen production is very, very important for the sperm process to happen. For the sperm process to happen, right? Can any one of you can say the Leydig cell is activated by two important hormone. One is called as FSH, another is called LH. The FSH is nothing but follicular stimulating hormone. LH is nothing but luteinizing hormone. Follicular stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone together is called gonadotrophins. Follicular stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone together is called gonadotrophins. This gonadotrophin is very, very important for the sperm synthesis process to happen, right? So this follicular stimulating hormone and LH activates the Leydig cells that we already discussed. The Leydig cells in this picture, these Leydig cells makes what? Androgen. Leydig cells makes what? Androgen. I got androgen because of Leydig cells. The Leydig cells is making the androgen because of the influence of LH and FSH. LH and FSH. Are you getting my point? So this is a message we need to understand. So any one of you are having any doubt in this place, please let me know. So now we'll be going for the question 2 discussion. In the question 2 discussion, what are the testes located in the male reproductive organ? It is present inside the scrotum. Everybody knows very well it is present inside the scrotum. Yes or no? Who is present inside the scrotum? The testis is present inside the scrotum. Yes or no? So, why the testis should be there inside the scrotum? To maintain the less temperature. What is the temperature? 37 degrees Celsius. 37 degrees Celsius. Yes or no? So, 37 degrees Celsius we don't want. Now only we discussed long back to you. We don't want 37 degrees Celsius. We need the 34 degrees Celsius. We need 34 degrees Celsius. So this is very, very important, right? So now, again, back I'm repeating, we require 34 degrees Celsius in scrotum. Then only what will happen is basically the sperm synthesis will happen. For sperm synthesis to happen, we require 3 degrees Celsius. We require 3 degrees Celsius, right? So 34 degrees Celsius is very, very important for the sperm synthesis process to happen. That is very, very low temperature, less than 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, which is your body temperature? Which is a body temperature? This is the testis temperature. Testis temperature 34 degrees Celsius. Body temperature 37 degrees Celsius. Right? Now, I think so. Any one of you having any doubt, please let me know. Now we are coming for the question number 3 for discussion. So, which of the following hormones stimulates the production of testosterone in the testes? We all know very well, right? The hormone stimulates the production of testosterone in the testes. LH is the correct answer. LH is the correct answer, right? If you're talking about the LH, is the correct answer like this? We told you, right? So, what is the LH? What is the main function of LH? LH is also called as what? Gonadotrophin. Who makes LH? Pituitary gland. Pituitary gland. This LH formed by the pituitary comes to the testis for activating the Leydig cells. For activating the Leydig cells. If the Leydig cells are activated, immediately testosterones are synthesized. So Leydig cells are mainly responsible for testosterone synthesis. Leydig cells are influenced by luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone is also a type of gonadotrophin. Luteinizing hormone is also a type of gonadotrophin, right? So now we are coming for the question number 4 discussion. In this question number 4 discussion, what is the primary function of the epididymis in the male reproductive system? So it supports the sperm storage and maturation. It supports what? The sperm storage and maturation. Of course, it is correct. Sperm maturation in the sense the micro maturation, but maximum maturation is happening in the ceratoli cells itself, inside the seminiferous tubule itself. Epididymis makes the final completion or the maturation to the level of only 1%. To the level of only 1%. Are you getting my point? So to the level of only 1%. So to the level of 1% only the sperm maturation is happening in the epididymis. So in the CBSE board exam, if they're asking where the sperm maturation happens, inside the testis itself. Okay, who is doing this? Ceratoli cells is doing. Okay, then in epididymis, what do you mean about maturation? To the micro level, to the preliminary level, to the less level, the sperm maturation happens, right? So this is the way we need to understand. Now we are coming for the next major question, which is the 5th question. Again, I'm repeating. I think so. You all understood the message, right? So the sperm storage and maturation process happens inside the epididymis. Inside the epididymis. There is a message we need to understand, right? So now we are coming for the question number 5. Which duct carries sperms from the epididymis to the urethra? From the epididymis to urethra. We all know very well the duct name called ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct is mainly responsible for the what? For the from epididymis to the urethra. Okay, who is responsible? Vas deferens that carries the sperms. Then vas deferens is becoming what? Is becoming epididymis. Is becoming epididymis, right? So ejaculatory duct is moving to the last segment of the urethra is called ejaculatory tube. Okay, not the first segment. So many people are getting confusion. The ejaculatory tube, of course, it is reaching the urethra. That is correct. Ejaculatory tube is a type of vas deferens. But the first segment of the vas deferens, which is arising from epididymis, is not called ejaculatory duct. It's not called ejaculatory duct. That is a message we need to understand. So now we are entering into the 6th question. In the 6th question, what is the purpose of seminiferous vesicles in the male reproductive system? Okay, you know very well the seminal vesicle is responsible for the production of seminal fluid. Seminal fluid. Seminal fluid also be called as seminal plasma. Seminal fluid is also called as seminal plasma. Seminal fluid is also called as seminal plasma. That is the message we should supposed to know. This the option C is correct. Right? Seminal plasma. Right? Seminal plasma. That is the answer they already had given. Explanation we already had given. Seminal vesicle produces fluid rich in fructose that we already discussed. In addition to the fructose, it is also helpful for making the calcium ion. Who is helpful for making the calcium ion? The seminal vesicle. So fructose, calcium ion are all very, very important for the sperm nourishment to happen. I think so you understood this message. Seminal plasma or seminal vesicle secretion, both are helping the sperm mobility to happen. So now we are entering into the 7th question. We need to discuss many varieties of questions. Then only what you can face the exam. The question of the NCERT textbook, the question of the hot questions introduced by the CBSE board, and then we are taking the questions from NCERT exemplar. We took the questions from past papers. We took the questions from the NCERT supplementary copy. from all these things, we are discussing all the questions in a such a way you will get the maximum score in your board exam. Which gland is responsible for the production of milky fluid that neutralizes the acidity of the urethra and vagina? Like this, whenever you are looking about this, is this prostate or corpus gland or seminal vesicle? Okay, if you're looking about this, the major contributor is what? Who is the major contributor? The major contributor. Anyone of you can say this message? Who is the major contributor? Who is the major contributor? Any one of you can say? The gland. Okay, though they use a word, um, okay, here that helps the acidity and urethra, everything is okay. The answer is corpus gland. Is that correct answer, right? So now we are entering into the eighth question. In this eighth question, we know very well the sexual arousal. The sexual arousal is because of the vasodilation. The sexual arousal is because of the vasodilation. So here we know very well this vasodilation indicates indirectly the blood flow which is happening very nicely inside the blood vessels. If the blood flow is happening with the maximum circulation, with high pressure, then the erection happens. That is possible because of the vasodilation. Dilation means what exactly? The blood vessels and blood capillaries are not constricted, it is dilated. Dilated means the diameter of the blood vessels and capillaries has increased to maximize the blood flow. So to maximize the blood flow, the diameter of the blood vessels and capillary has gone up. That we are calling as what? That we are calling as what? Vasodilation, right? So now we are entering into the ninth question for discussion. So basically, this is the board exam preparation time. So that is why we are concentrating more on many questions in addition to the content explanation. If you're talking about the prostate gland function in the male reproductive system is not the production of testosterone, of course, no urine, no sperm. Okay, here production of what? Seminal fluid. As I already told you long ago, that the seminal fluid is also called as seminal fluid is also called as seminal fluid is also called as seminal plasma. Again, back I'm repeating, seminal fluid is also called as seminal plasma. The seminal plasma or seminal fluid is formed by the seminal vesicle. Is formed by the seminal vesicle, right? So we need to understand the seminal plasma or seminal fluid is making the sperm to have a very good fluidity in a such a way it can reach the egg more nicely for bringing the fertilization process, right? So again, back I'm repeating. If you're talking about the prostate gland is making the seminal vesicle fluid secretion, production of significant proportion of the seminal fluid. Okay, here the first three options are wrong. The last option is correct. That we already told to you. Okay, don't think. See, inside the seminiferous fluid, okay, we are having certain amount of prostaglandin secretion also, right? Now we are entering into the 10th question. Which structure at the base of the urinary bladder controls the release of the urine and the sperm from the urethra? So if you're talking about sperm in the urethra, any one of you can say? Any one of you can say? The muscular structure controls both sperm and the urine from the urethra. Okay, testis. Okay, external difference, vas difference, urethra. Okay, which is the correct answer? External urethral sphincter. External urethral sphincter, right? I think so. You understood this message. Now we are entering into the important thing, the tips for the exam. As we already told you, the one is what specific relationship. Study among the organs is very, very important. I already told you the seminal vesicle secretion and prostate gland secretion is also the part of the semen in addition to the sperm and bulbourethral gland secretion. Just only we spoken about, right? So we should be very careful in all these things. Now So comparison among the various reproductive organ is very important. And second thing is, if you're talking about um, here, we need to memorize the terms in a very easy way. So memorize the term in a very easy way in the sense what exactly the sperm synthesis is controlled by the androgen. Like this, we already narrated for you, right? So androgen, testosterone, spermatogonium, spermatogonia, okay, primary spermatocyte, secondary spermatocyte. Use certain mnemonics so that what you'll understand all the terms very easily. So memorizing the terms and recalling the terms in each and every junction is very, very important. It won't happen in one day night. Okay, be very careful with all those things, right? So now we are coming for the worked examples. So if you're talking about the worked examples, describe the process of spermatogenesis in male reproductive system. We know very well everything we discussed as a flowchart now only. Okay, but we need to understand basically the spermatogonium is also called as sperm cells. Spermatogonium is also called as sperm cells, also called as mother cell. So sperm cell or mother cell, sperm cell or mother cell, the word I am using for the spermatogonium. Yes or no? For spermatogonium. So the spermatogonium or sperm mother cell is also called a stem cell, which makes the sperm cells by a process called spermatogenesis process that we already narrated for you in detail while explaining the process as a flowchart before 30 minutes break. Right now, now we are coming for the ejaculation process. Is a process where the sperm is getting released. So basically, we need to understand when they are asking the question or spermatogenesis process, this is the way we need to make a lot of subpoints with a lot of subheadings, not like a paragraph. Why we are structurizing the answer for you and we are displaying to you. This is the way the answer should be displayed in your answer sheet for the concerned paper evaluator to get the maximum score, number one. And number two, many of the students here they are failing, they are not mentioning the spermiogenesis process. Here in this spermiogenesis process, spermatid undergoes morphological changes and becoming a mature sperm cells. And becoming mature sperm cells also called as spermatozoa. Spermatozoa. So spermatozoa is a structure which is formed from the spermatid by a process called the spermiogenesis process. Spermiogenesis process. So spermatozoa formed from a spermatid by a process called spermiogenesis process, right? So this is nothing but spermiogenesis process is nothing but a maturation phase of the spermatogenesis. So spermiogenesis is the last segment of spermatogenesis. Spermiogenesis is the last segment of spermatogenesis process, right? Everything should be explained, including the ejaculation for this question. Then only you'll get the full marks, right? So now we are entering into the related videos. Of course, whenever you have time, go to our portal and then examine the related videos.